And I believe we are live. Welcome to Tuesday, December 18th, 2018. And hopefully today will go better than yesterday for me. Yesterday was started out good, but got progressively worse as I documented a bit. Kind of surprised me that that problem popped up, but what was in my tire when they eventually got it out was a Phillips head drill bit. That's what was in there, and that's why when Ron was with me on when we were hanging out on Sunday, we heard a very rhythmic bump 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 type deal. Good morning, Ron. Just going over what happened. And so that drill bit actually, I guess, was it wasn't in all the way, but driving a little bit just pushed it on in, which it would have done anyway. And that's why it smoothed out once it got deep enough into the rubber. It stopped making that thumping noise that we were hearing. So, like I said, the first place wanted to automatically go with a new tire, and I was only up for that. Almost like a doctor thing on getting a second opinion. If the second place would have said, yeah, new tire. In fact, I was heading out to the dealership. Like I said, the vehicle is still under warranty, but I know something like that wouldn't have been covered, but I would have felt better hearing the same advice from the dealership. On my way out there, I realized that we had a friend in the tire business and called my sister. I thought they had sold, which they did. They sold their building, but he still kept a little smaller building and downsized his business right next door to it. So went over, spoke to them. They took a look at it, and they advised me that it was far enough into the meat of the tire that it did not need to be patched. Or, I mean, it did not need to be replaced. So I was glad to hear that, but it kind of took a lot of energy out of my day, out of the rest of my day. It sucked. So there you have it. Life happens. The bright side is I did not have to buy like one new tire yet, because I didn't really want to just buy one new tire. I probably actually, with those guys, I probably would have just wound up getting something used, and then just buying new tires when it actually needs them. So anyway, welcome. That's done and over with. I'm gonna try to shake off the stuff from yesterday, and we're doing Darth Vader for Shannon to go with his Emperor piece today. After this, I need to do some packing of other artwork and get that to the post office, and then I do want to do my quick sketches live. So we'll see how long this takes to get done, and then I can give a rough estimate. Now, you know, you are hearing me not through my headset. I'm not feeling much like wearing headphones with a mic, so this is just coming through my my camera mic that's right above me. So the sound quality should be fairly good. It might get a little bit muffled if I turn my head or something. So um, just be aware of that. So this Vader piece is he's a pretty dark guy except for his highlights. So I'm going to try to really play up the shadow and light and kind of uh, this top is going to be like a black roof type thing. He's going to have a highlight, like a rim light around his helmet. Some highlights. And this is going to be some gray tone work. So the blacks are going to kind of all be, from his cloak or cape, I guess, which would be better. It's all the black's gonna be all coming in this way. So let's go ahead and get busy doing it, right? Enough about yesterday. That's over and done with. Thank God. So welcome to the stream, Ron and other guests who are just watching right now. Maybe you were just waking up and not ready to jump in and chat yet, and that's fine. We'll get you in here sooner or later, maybe. Maybe on the later afternoon stream. I still think I can probably hit, I don't know if I can do noon, but 12:30, 1 o'clock, that's probably what I'm looking at. Like I said, I gotta print out some shipping labels. I gotta wrap a couple of pieces to send out. So I got to do the thumbnail for this. Um, it'll take a little bit of time. Want to get all that done out of the way, get down to the post office. Hopefully there's not a huge mailing line. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid that, but maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I actually speaking of the chess thing, Ron, I get the email alert, but it comes a little late. Sometimes if I'm online, I'll get a little notification, a little red dot comes up on that somebody moved. I got 3 games going right now. The one with you, of course, has just started. One I'm doing fairly well in, and the other game I'm a little boxed in, but I'm hoping uh, I'm hoping at least that I got a couple of bluff moves. So I'm hoping the person I'm playing will fall for the bluff move so I can get the pieces that are in danger out. I put them there and I wasn't really paying attention. And then I realized that I was kind of in well, if I move here, I'm going to lose this unless I do this. And maybe if I make what looks to be like a strong play, maybe he'll back down. So I have a move out right now, which He could put my king into check, but it would do no good. It's just one move and I'm out. So we'll see. Ho ho, Mike Cross. I know what I'd like to ask Mike Cross. Who is Jared drawing right now? Come on, Mike. Who is Jared drawing? And better yet, how did you get that blue falcon? How did you know? That was quite impressive, I must say. Number one, I didn't know the character even when he told me. Number two, you couldn't see the pencils, or at least I couldn't even see the pencils that well. I think you saw by our reaction how impressed we were with your. Let me give a pun here real quick. With your prowls, if you get it, then good. If you don't, I'm not going to explain it. You're right, Mike. I'm going to say you're right. Two lines. He got two, and that's about what he got too. It was about two lines in. I'll tell you, that was an impressive feat. If he could do that to every drawing, I was gonna say he could. I guess you can't really make money at it, but maybe you could monetize that talent somehow. Sounds like it would be a bar bet, like one of those sucker bar bets. Where you're in with the person at the bar. Like you could be in with Jared on who he's drawing. If only, yeah. And then when you get your butt kicked for doing it, who you gonna who you gonna blame? I know who you're gonna blame. Kidney lady. That's who. I had totally forgot about that drawing of Kidney Lady. Totally forgot about it. Until my friend from the Great White North. Actually, it was because the Kidney Lady called. Which prompted Mr. Cross to remember. It sure does, Ron. Hey, good morning, Stephen. Uh, hopefully, uh, hopefully my day today will go a little bit smoother than yesterday wound up. I don't know if you caught my screaming, complaining, not really complaining, just boy, frustrated. Really, the silver lining is at least when I got out to the car, I wasn't sitting there like it wasn't 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and I was sitting on a flat tire. That could have been a lot more of a problem. Not huge, but just At least I could get it taken care of. I could drive. I could waste all that time, but get it done. Yes, my brother-in-law, Mr. Kidney Lady, he spells his Stephen with the PH. I believe that's Stefan, isn't it? So, Stephen, you realize, I hope, um, the reason I didn't do drawings yesterday was I found out I had what it turned out to be was a drill bit in my tire. Lots of fun. Lots of fun there. I say. Lots of fun there, huh? So I will attempt to start those again today around 12 to 1 sometime. Because I got wrapping and mailing to do before that. Yeah, believe me, I am too. And I'm glad I went for a second opinion because I just, it just didn't look like it was. And I get it, they're playing it safe because if they put a patch in it and the tire does explode or something, they could get blamed for it. But I sent Ron a photo of it. Ron saw it. I thought it was plenty well in the tread. Plenty. plenty. But I knew it had to be either patched or replaced, so I had to get it looked at again. Yeah, actually, um, the story behind my Dodge Journey is I I was going to a convention in Macon, Georgia, that Jared had got me invited to, and I was going to drive with my family because be a nice little trip. So I was taking my Charger in for oil change, and wound out wound up coming out with a new vehicle. Although that was when I actually knew the manager who worked the floor, so he was pretty good about dealing with me and giving me a good deal. And I had actually been looking at SUVs because Jacob was at the age where you know um, it was getting a little tougher to travel with him, and it was just going to become more and more so because he's not getting younger. So yeah, went in for an oil change, came out with a new vehicle. It does happen. Oh, that's right. I actually put that picture up on Twitter, so pluggable. I guess it can be. If not, it is now. Now I wonder if Zablo ever got his kitty flu over with and is going back to school. And tomorrow's their last day before the holiday break. See, I'm setting Mike Cross up here for a nice punchline. I haven't looked yet to see if he's already came up with something or if it's still on its way. I'll look in a second. Not there yet. Maybe he's gone. Hello to everybody watching who is not in the chat room chatting. Um, I'm sure you have your reasons to not chat, but you're welcome to join in. And if not, then, you know, that's cool too. But if you're out there watching and not chatting and you like what you're seeing, or maybe you don't, but you're still watching, how about a like? How about a thumbs up? I'd appreciate it. All right, let's see. Got to kind of see where I'm going here. This helmet's got a bunch of nooks and crannies on it and a bunch of shine. Nooks and crannies. You got to love some nooks and crannies. And the interesting thing was when I got in the car, the low tire light went on. The other three tires were all, I think, at 35 or 36, which is proper. It was that one that Ron and I heard, and I thought, I got a slow leak. I really didn't assume that it was going to be something that, and I should have. I didn't think it was going to be something like a nail or something. Really didn't even enter my mind for some stupid reason. Right, Ron? Because we heard it and then it disappeared, and now I know, and you know, it disappeared because it got pushed in deeper and smoothed itself out. So, made perfect sense. Good morning, Tater. Tater and Vader. Yes, sir. How are you today, Tater? I myself, not that you asked, but I'm doing much better now than yesterday. So I am a little depressed that the whole incident went down the way it did yesterday, and a little frustrated at it, but it could have been worse. So the thing that kind of irritates me the most is I lost the work time, and I just lost time in general on stuff like that. And well, I guess everybody does at some point. So I guess the good thing was it wasn't something more serious and something that could have been a lot more expensive. Oh, dang it. You know what? Shannon has this one. I'm going to let it dry. I got to mail Shannon out because he got the miles last week. Tater has one. I got to do his Ant-Man. I'd like to mail those together. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Ron? I'm wondering if writing on it pushed it in enough to give it that slow leak. I wonder if it, if we would have seen it before it got in deep, if we'd have pulled it out, had if it would have been okay. Oh well, so be it. Isn't it? Hey, good morning, Dr. Kaz. Good morning. Tater, I'm with you. Car trouble, you love your car. Everything's going along good with it. You don't even think of you don't even think about it not starting in the morning, or if you're out somewhere, and man, as soon as it doesn't though, yeah, then the car is like your worst enemy. Especially nowadays with all the computerized stuff in vehicles, it does you no good to you, you can't do anything to a car these days except take it to the dealership. Or at least on the tires, you can take it someplace else. But anything else, dealer. Nobody else can really work on them. Dr. Kaz, I believe, and this goes for Tater, and I believe the quick sketching will be done. Like I was saying, I do have a few packages to wrap and get to the post office. So I'm thinking 12:30, 1 o'clock. That's what I'm shooting for. And I was about to make a joke about unless my other tire has a nail in it or something, but I kind of caught myself, but I kind of just said it. So um, hopefully, uh, hopefully that won't jinx me. Hopefully I did not just jinx myself. Don't need that, do I? No, I don't. All right, I'm about to. And I'm hoping that my like I said, my buddy Tom came by yesterday. I didn't get his email at around 7:30 yesterday, where he said he was going to drop by. or I would have planned a later time, because he literally came when I shut down the morning stream yesterday. He literally was knocking at the door. I had no idea who it was. But Tom's a good dude. He's the guy that puts on the Daytona Beach Comic Convention, and he's starting one in Ocala, Florida, and one in Orlando, and seems like there was another one he mentioned that I can't remember. Like I said, October 19th, Ron, is going to be the Ocala one-day show. Brick City Comic Con, I believe is what he's calling her, comic book convention. And that's October 19th, and I'm going to try to be up there as a guest unless I'm somewhere else out and about the country. Try to be a guest at that inaugural show for him. I think he told me there's a well, you're not on Facebook though, but have Lori check it. I think there's a Facebook page already set up for the Brick City show. Um, Dr. Kaz, I on the way to the dealership, I called my sister because I wasn't sure. There was a guy that started a tire business. That's what my dad did. It's kind of a long story. I won't get into it, but it wasn't his. After he had a spinal fusion. He broke his back and had to learn to walk again and all sorts of stuff. So when I was a mere boy, that happened, and um, he got into selling used tires out of our garage at home. I'll kind of get into it real quick. Anyway, cut to the chase. This guy got to know my dad and liked him, and he started his own tire business while my dad was still alive. My dad passed away, and like 2 days after, we had the same birthday as May 6th is my birthday. It was my dad's birthday. He passed away May 8th, 2 days after he turned 70 in the hospital. And I was 35, so I was exactly half his age. That's the way that would work. Well, not exactly. You only get that like half age or equal age or something. Like, anyway, it doesn't move the story along. So, yeah. So I asked my sister, did he still? Because I thought they sold the store, which they sold the building to Meineke Mufflers, but he had another small building on, not my dad, but this guy named Bobby. He had another small building that he kept. So I called her right. I was getting close to the dealership, and I got to thinking, wow, I should go see Bobby, because if I need a tire, he's going to give me a good price. He's not going to gouge me like the dealership is. And he can either, maybe I'll just pick up a used tire, because eventually I'm going to need tires, and I don't want to buy one new one now, and then let's say a year from now I need 3 new ones, and then I got one that's worn. So anyway, I wound up not going to the dealership, but going to his place, and he wasn't there, but uh, one of his workers was, and as soon as the guy saw it, he told me, he said, "Oh, you can plug that." He said, "You don't need a new tire." And I took a picture of it, sent it to my sister, because she used to work with my dad on the tires, and she was trying to already, send me a picture of it, and I said, well, it's close to the meat, and this guy said that. And so I still sent her a picture, and she said, oh yeah, that's just plug it. And I said, yeah, I'm already having him plug it. So it was able to get a plug put in for $10. But it took my mindset out of the remainder of my day, that was for sure. I did come back. I got home, got Jacob. Didn't plan on doing that, but that's okay. And then I did come back down here just to get a thumbnail done on the Emperor piece I did yesterday. Okay, Ron. So yeah, I kind of knew the warranty thing was, usually on something like that, unless you got a really good warranty, extended, they're, I just didn't, I don't know. When those guys told me I needed a new tire, my radar my spidey sense went off that they were just trying to get a sale, which, that's questionable. I mean, I get it, if they don't try to get a sale and they plug it and it goes bad, then I'm sure there's been lawsuits with tires that should not have been plugged. So I'm kind of got a feeling that's why they were pushing the get a new tire. They would not plug it though. They said, we won't plug it. You can take it elsewhere, but the best we can do is put a new tire on for you. And I am on just my mic from my camera. I don't have my headset on, so didn't feel like wearing it. I kind of could have been from yesterday, but I got a touch of maybe a stress headache going on. So I don't really feel like wearing a headset that with a mic on it when I'm here by myself and don't have anybody else chiming in where I'd get their echo. So figured I would leave that off. Let's see. Let me check this message real quick. Nothing important. Yep, they sure do. Like I was saying, I think before you came in, I just, kind of upset me that I lost that whole afternoon of productivity to that. But the upside is at least you know, when my sensors alerted me that the tire was low, and then I saw what Ron and I didn't see when we felt something going thump, thump, thump on Sunday. At least I took action, because if not, it maybe would have been a slow leak that would have leaked out all day. And then when I left last night, I may have been going out to a car with a totally flat tire, or I would have probably woke up and this morning I would have been trying to deal with a completely flat tire from a slow leak early in the morning. So it all, like you said, it all worked out. Things are taken care of now, and that's what's important. Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, I just wanted a second opinion more than anything. And like I said, I forgot about, they sold a bigger building to a Meineke muffler dealership. And I thought they closed their business. And I knew my sister would know if they were still open. And she said, "Oh yeah, they have a smaller building, and it is a small building next door. They just moved there." And I said, "You sure?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Because I was going to the dealer." I said, "But you know, if anything, they don't have used tires, so I would have even just got a used tire at this point if they would have said it's not, it couldn't have taken a plug." So I just circled back around and went closer to my house, and Boom. Plug. $10. And it still got air in it this morning, so I shouldn't joke about it. I should be grateful and not joke. There you go. The real artist world. That's it. Feel the pain. Go through the suffering, the anguish. know what it's like to do a drawing over 3 times because some little thing you don't like is bugging you. That would probably be a pretty fun show. I think I would watch it myself because I could really relate. Now, I will say, I'm not sure. Uh, Tomorrow, I know I'd mentioned keeping this maybe a Star Wars week. I haven't decided on that 100% yet, so I I I will put this out there that until the end of the month, these drawings are $40, and um, I don't have any more that are. Well, I have Ron's, but I'm holding those because he's got like a whole week. So I kind of want to and I kind of, since his is a good subject, I kind of want to wait until after even the holidays, and we've already discussed that, so everything's cool there. But I got some slots open for individuals, and uh, if they're pre-sold, $40. If I'm doing something and you like it, $50. And if, well, not if, but in 2019, when I'm doing these, I got to move the price point up to 60 because I'm spending so much time on them that uh, I got to make it a little bit more worth my time. So little price increase, because if I don't increase my price, nobody is going to do it for me. You know that, Dr. Kaz, having your own business, you have to kind of make the decision when your service rate is going up. So I'm in the same seat there. All right, now I got to fill in some serious black areas. Let's tape this up here a second. Da, da, da. I think I'm going to get my round brush out for filling in the bigger black areas. The background, this is going to be top up black to really get the white highlight of his helmet. I'm really going to try to play that up, the white highlights on Vader. Okay, you got me confused there. I gotta check that out. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, he did move that. I'm looking at a chess game. Dr. Kaz, thank you, man. Oh, dude. Thank you very much, Dr. Kaz. I was wondering what that was about. That's between me and you, but thanks. I do appreciate that, sir. Good morning, AG. We got a group of people in here, as you can see, pretty much the usual crew. I don't know if you got to watch my adventures yesterday of going through the tire problem, uh, but that got taken care of, and after I do this, I am gonna come back and do the quick sketch that I was gonna do yesterday, probably around 12. I don't know if I can make noon. Probably 12:30 to 1 o'clock start time, and then I'll see how long I'm gonna go for on that. I currently have 5 to do, so um, we'll see. Now, let's get the actually, I want to get some of this pencil. Tell you what, it has been this last quarter of this year. It's been rough. It's been a rough one, people. Got to be honest with you. Um, haven't had a rough year like this in a while, and it's been hard in many ways, truthfully. So I do appreciate all of y'all. Yeah, AG. Well, I'm glad you maybe you saw me driving and talking. Oh man, that's just, what can I say? What can I say that I didn't say yesterday? That's just the worst. That was a real Monday, that's how you imagine you don't want Mondays to be. I need to get some more ink. I don't have enough left in my little tray here. This should do it. Hopefully I squirted out enough. I don't know if that was venting. That was just me feeling I was going to say deflated. Feeling a bit deflated and just yeah, disgusted with, you know, with what had happened, the whole situation. I guess truthfully, I'm not one of those people that deal well with, when I want, you know, I don't mean it like a brat, but when I have my mind set to do something like yesterday, and then that happened, I'm not good adjusting my plan, even though it wasn't my plan. It was something that happened that was unpreventable, and it just really, it pretty much ruined the rest of my day, if not, uh, you know, or at least what I had planned for up until whenever. Yeah, that was when the guy came out, the first guy, and told me that they can't plug it, it needs a new tire. That was that was not what I was expecting to hear. And I don't think you were in the room, but I wound up not taking it to the dealership. But uh, some people we know still have a tire store open, and I took it there. And the guy that I know wasn't in, but his crew took care of me with a patch, and they all agreed right away that, oh, the guy told me, that's my car, I'm patching it. I can't believe, the dealership, uh, before before we made our trip to Washington, D.C. to get Bella's passport renewed, I took the car in for servicing, and everything was good. Oh, I need some windshield wipers, and I keep meaning to get those. I need to get by AutoZone. Like to go there because they'll actually come out and pop them in for you. And if you don't do it every day, I've found that I forget where that little uh, where that little thing is where you just pop them out. So I like though that you can just go in and tell them what kind of vehicle you got, and they can tell you, okay, here's what you need, and then they usually just say, let me put them on for you, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But they didn't. The Dodge place did not try to sell me a new set of wiper blades when they said that they could be replaced. Usually that's a like they would have upsold that, and I would have went ahead and did it. And actually, we did get into quite a bit of rain and even some snow on the day coming back. So it would have not been a bad thing. But didn't have it done. But my main point is they started mentioning that, oh, next time you're in for service, we're gonna have to talk to you about your tires. And I'm like, really? I've got like just under 27,000 miles on it, and they're talking new tires. And like I said, my dad was in the tire business, and 30,000 miles on a set of tires. I mean, I do know there are certain brands that are a very soft compound and wear very quickly. I won't name any names of companies, but um, especially here in the heat of Florida, you know, they're not good for probably, they won't even rate them. How some tires have like a 35 or 40, maybe even a 60,000 mile rating. They won't rate their tires. They just put NA. And so yeah, the tire thing kind of took me by surprise. Hey Shannon, good morning. Working on Vader here for you, bud. And thanks for the nice comment you left me on the Emperor piece from yesterday. I appreciate that. And I also need to. The one thing about not having a working studio in my house is once I go home, I'm pretty much there, and that's the work ends. So, I have to get home. I do come here early, but there's other things I do besides work. There's office stuff I have to do, emails, social media stuff that we have to deal with now to keep up with the people that are interested in what we're doing. whatever, a bunch of stuff. So you got to kind of keep everything moving. And maybe that's a mistake on I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, so don't mind me, everybody. Just sharing some thoughts out loud of I like having a place to go out of the home. It's got a lot of benefits, but when Jacob, well, I'm usually asleep before Jacob or right at the same time. We finally got him a good bedtime, and it's 8 o'clock to 8:30, and since I get up around quarter of four or four, I'm usually right there with him. I'm beat by that time, especially with the sun going down so early now, like at 5:30 or 6. It is so dark out. My body just goes like, okay, it's time to sleep. And I forget what it's called, but there is like I guess it's a biorhythm or whatever that your body actually does kind of function in the light and the dark. And I've kind of always been that way, except, well, now that I'm older, it's more true. But I think also since I get up early and I'm used to going to bed early and getting my 6 or 8 hours of sleep, um, it's very, I notice it. And if they would just decide to leave the time alone, the days, before we do the fall back, the days are already getting shorter. The sun is setting earlier. It's getting darker sooner. You can tell, you see it. And when we spring forward and the sun's out till, 9 o'clock at night, but the fallback is the worst one for me because it just gets so dark. You know, 6 o'clock, it may as well be midnight or whatever the darkest part of night is. All right, so gonna tape this up here and let that dry a little bit. And all right, got 9 people watching according to my little thing there, my little down below, and that's good. And I think we'll have more sometime this afternoon when I'm doing the quick sketches. I think the afternoon, some people can, I don't know, they're either this time of year, I don't know how they get out of, I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to say probably we'll have more. If we do, great. If we don't, then, okay, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to quit talking about it right now. I'm going to let this ink dry. And then I'm going to go into the background, and there's a few little shapes that I'm going to tone. So we will get to that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hmm. Okay. I think I need to. Oh, I know what I need to do. I want to make this this ink dries pretty quick, it seems. That didn't take long. I want to lightly make sure the pencil markings are gone. Okay. There it is. Finding my pencil. I have some shapes here in the background. Oh boy. Hold on one second, people. That would be the wife. I'm gonna have to step outside and take this. So I will be right back. Hello. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you with Amy? Can I tell you? Yeah. Okay. I got you. All right. Okay. Sorry, people. Mrs. Beatty, Mrs. Bella, is out with my sister doing a little shopping for Jacob's Christmas, and I had to answer a quick question. And she found Thermos makes these little, and they're actually quite nice. A thermos for kids. Um, yeah, Thermos makes a thermos for kids. Well, of course they do. But no, they're you can find them at like Walmart or Target and stuff like that. And they have the kids designs from cartoon shows or whatever on it. And Jacob, the thing is, the straws on those things are very thick, but he's ever since we've got those for him, um, he's always chewed them, and I mean to the point to where they're, they're no good anymore. and she was telling me she found they have now replacement straws for them. So I guess it became a necessity type thing. Maybe Thermos got some complaints, or maybe it was part of their business model to eventually put them out on the market once the parents quit buying a new thermos every time their kid chewed through a straw. Although I will say this, it took a while because the straws are, like I said, they're a really decent straw. You know, they're not just like a flimsy straw you get at McDonald's or something. They are like a rubber based thing. I like that, Shannon. Yeah, and I'm gonna say he is staring at you. And once he makes his way to your house, he will be staring at you from your wall. Um, this is not in the right place. That's the one that's. Let me get rid of that and redo that. So I even told my sister because she called, of course, right before I started streaming to let me know she was going to get Bella. And I told her, I said, okay, now I'm going to be streaming, so can y'all not call? She's like, oh, yeah, no problem. So I guess she did not relay the message to my wife because I told Bella, I said, hey, you know I'm streaming, don't you? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. And I said, no, it's okay. I said, I just told my sister that, let me fix this. See, I've got a drawing board on drawing board. This is a smaller one, like a little tabletop thing, which I slant so that my posture doesn't go, well, it could be a lot better. I would like to be able to. I see Paulo Rivera, and it looks like and I don't know how long he's been doing it, but it looks like he has now started to stand up and do his paintings and even his pencil and ink work. And I would like to get to that point, but I'm not sure how comfortable that would be because I'm not used to it. It would take some. I do have a desk for my computer that will go up and down, and like I said, when my back got bad earlier this year, boy, did it come in handy. Although I do find when I'm working on that too, just like this, it's hard for me to concentrate on um, detail work and stuff when I'm standing. When I'm sitting down, not a problem. Standing up, problem. So my answer to that is what Dr. Kaz would probably recommend, and that's, get a good chair, which I will be doing when I can, as soon as possible. That's something I realize I need. Okay, and I want to throw. Hey, welcome back, Ron. Thank you for the compliment there, sir. Let's just get that plane in there. Let's see. I'm thinking the highlights and the eyes are going to be left white. His mask, it can be gray. Gray tone, that is. I want the real hot spots to remain white, though. But this big blocky area can definitely be a tone. So let's get these tones a rocking, so to speak. Let's see what we can do here. This is just water right out of the, and I like that. I'm going to do the background first, though. I want to kind of establish, in fact, that's going to be a good tone for this top part. The reference I'm using is a photo I found online, of course. And this up here is a darker, about this value. All right. That's true, Ron. Hadn't thought of that, but you're right. They could definitely be having a bit of a stare down, I suppose. Okay, that kind of cuts in the dark back shape there. Now, let's see. White. This is going to get gray in here. Okay. And so is this, at least till the mid part. And it's hitting the light on the other side. So we're gonna let it be. Let it be. Okay, good. Now, I'm doing what Jim Lee did, and that's looking, although I'm not looking behind me, I'm looking over to my uh, right-hand side at my reference for this piece. Although I don't have a camera on me, so you don't see me looking over, but I'm just letting you know that I am looking at some reference. I could not do this drawing off the top of my head, but I know there are people out there that could. That people that actually do the Star Wars books probably can master drawing the characters after working on them for so long. Okay. That can get a little tone. And let's see, I gotta make sure a little bit of you know what? I think I can go darker on this because if I really want to hit it with a hot highlight, I'm gonna pull out the white paint and really nail it, like really pop it. Wow, don't know what that was, but don't know if y'all heard that, but there was something hit the floor. Well, thank you, AG, and thank you, Stephen. I do appreciate the compliments. Uh, um, I would like to say, I don't need to be complimented, but, us artists, uh, we do get, there are times when a nice compliment isn't, I guess, just nice. I'm having a hard time because well, I'll just say thank you. There we go. I guess, you know, you guys have been very good for getting me excited about actually working again and drawing. So I do appreciate it very much. It's very heartfelt, and yeah, so the compliments are very well taken. Thank you very much. And I guess I better better stop talking about that real quick and let some ink wash dry here. Thank you, Tater. Got to get the rest of the background in and some other little detailed things. I'm thinking. I just wanted to. I'm standing up. I'm looking. I got this little. This is a little carry-along pin bag. I just thought of something, and if it's in here, I just want to. It's kind of an in joke, maybe. I mean, not really, but I'm gonna say it is with Ron. If I have one in here, I want to show him. I know I have one in another one, maybe not this one in particular, but hopefully I do. And is it? No, that's an eraser. Boy, it sure did look like one now. I know Ron knows what I'm looking for. I would think. Thumb drive in here. 32 gigabytes, not bad. I had a 64 and I think I had a 128. Don't know where those kind of got off to. Boy. Don't tell me this don't have one, but I think it is telling me that this is the one that doesn't have one. While that's drying, because I do want it to dry, because let me check. I don't think I'm going to have one handy. That's going to be disappointing. Because Ron has a weakness. Ron has a weakness for one particular tool, and maybe he has typed it into the chat already. Yeah, I don't think. I'm looking around. I had another little carry-along bag, and I think it was in there. But I'm not seeing it. But I'll tell you what, Dr. Kaz, if you are still listening and can hear me, standing up right now is feeling pretty good. Ron took a picture of me drawing a couple of them. I need to send those to you, Dr. Kaz, because I was horrified In fact, I think I will. And I need to get you that scan of, I'll scan that Stallone Wick piece too and shoot that to you guys because I got to get it to Zablo. I think you might be interested in seeing my sitting posture because when Ron sent those to me, I was like, man, that's why my neck is not. Anyway, okay, I can't find it. I found a few other, like some clean kneaded eraser. Anyway, Ron, you didn't type in your do I call it your kryptonite tool? The tool that you are addicted to that I need to see you like stop using for a while. But I know why you use it, and that's fine. I just think it's it's a little bit funny. I'll give you a chance to type it in there. If not, maybe I'll reveal it. I don't want to embarrass you, but we all have our little favorite tools. So anyway, okay, so I am going to get to, there's another level of tone on this in the background. And that looks, I don't want it that dark, so I'm going to have to make this. It's not a problem. We'll just put a drop of ink, and I made it too dark, so I'll go to my next one and put even, well, I'll just put this brush in it, the one that was too dark, and add some water to it. Hopefully that'll give me the tone that I'm looking for. See, that's way too dark for what I want. Okay. Maybe let me check something real quick. It may have just been, boy, that's pretty spot on. I think I'm going to go with that. And let's see. So, no. Did it again. All right. Sorry, people, who this is boring the daylights out of. Hopefully, it's not many of you. But I am not liking this wash. It's too dark, and I'm okay. More water, and another one. Another little. I just need a little bit of it to get those areas. Really, my second rinse water now is kind of the shade I need, I think. After I get the dark, this first thing out. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I should just go with that. Well, Dr. Kaz had mentioned in here sitting and stuff, he had given like a quick, I think 7 tips of, you know, that was last week, I believe, sometime. But I know that as I've gotten older, like I said, when I was younger, I didn't really think about it. But as I've gotten older, and as I've been traveling more to conventions, I know the air travel has not been good to me. So I have noticed a little stiffness where I never had experienced it in my neck and shoulders and stuff before. And I know it's from poor posture when I sit and work, but it's also from my lack of exercise and moving. I'm well aware of that if one of his tips was to get up every half hour and stretch or take a quick walk or just do something so that, you know, and it's really tough though every half hour to stop your work, especially when you get in a zone where you feel like if you stop, you're not going to get back into that deep work mindset, which that is one of my favorite. I haven't even finished reading the book, but there is a book called Deep Work. And I didn't even buy the full book. I bought it's like a Cliff Notes version, but I forget what they call them. They don't call them Cliff Notes now. They're some other thing. And it's like just a short, brief, like here's the points of the. It's not a big book though, but it's even the I'll call it the Cliff Notes version for lack of me not remembering what exactly it is, but um, I'll tell you, it the guy talks about, and it's great for creative people because the thing is some days you can't force creativity, but he does get into the point that you know you do have to kind of make an effort to sit down and get in that zone. And it's true. You can try, and if you really give it 100% and it doesn't happen, then it's not going to happen. And I tell people if it doesn't happen, don't force it. But you know, he talks about, and it's true. You have to really get in to what you're doing for around 30 to 45 minutes before you hit that level of zoneness or that zone. And it's just a matter of working, getting to that point where you're in it. And I find it to be extremely true with myself. getting sat down and getting started that is literally the hardest part of being creative. Now you are gonna, like I said, you are gonna have days where you get set down, you start to work, and feels like everything is against you. You all have seen me go through that with that Captain America. I mean, out of all characters, Captain America. But you all have seen it firsthand. I mean, you've seen me suffer through, you know, uh, through that. So I can say it's definitely real. And but once you get into that zone, the thing is, as soon as you're knocked out, something, anything, if you get disturbed, whatever knocks you out, then you're pretty much done. It's like riding a wave. I think he even mentioned something of like a surf analogy. That when you finally catch that, you're surfing and you catch that wave, and you catch that right wave, and you ride it for as long as you can. And as soon as that wave breaks and disappears, then you're done for the day. It's like you're never going to have that same experience. So the analogy, of course, is when you're on the wave, when you're in the zone, ride it as long as it's there. And I think he even said that the average per day that you can expect the most is probably at like that peak performance is maybe when you get it is 5 hours. So your 8 hour workday or 10 hour workday or whatever is basically going to boil down to 5 hours in the long run. My reading comprehension is not the best, so I tend to, if there is an abbreviated book or a different, I can't do the like Audible. I get too involved in my work and I lose the book. It's like suddenly it's over halfway done and I don't even remember anything except for the first little bit of it where I was keyed into it. And then once I get lost into my work, it goes by and I have to re-listen to it. So I used to have an Audible subscription. And well, there were a few books that kind of kept my attention, but it most of it was like a biography or something. It couldn't just be like a fiction book or something. Well, maybe it could be. I don't know. I I I gave up on them. I had it for about 6 months and realized that it was a good idea, but it wasn't for me. Oh yeah, I agree, AG. I watch YouTube stuff every morning. Um, Funny thing is I've been rewatching the Jim Lee stuff, and I did see that Aquaman he just did, and that's when he talked about the cover. So I if I'm around when that's on, I suppose it's going to be on his Twitch channel. I don't know. I think the other place that that takes the footage from Twitch. I think they edit it. I don't think that's live. I think he does everything live on his Twitch, so you get the whole experience. And then the other place takes it and edits it down for about an hour. But it's interesting, you know, that while I'm not the biggest fan of Jim's work, I do appreciate what he does. And I do appreciate his knowledge of drawing and form, and his ability to drop those little bits of wisdom and knowledge and stuff that he's found that works for him. Very good. And that's all I try to do here is if someone has a question, I try to answer it based on my expertise and my experience. And if you can get something out of it, then I'm happy for you. Happy to help. All right, so I have no... Ron never came in with his answer. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I believe Ron's favorite tool is the wait a minute. It's the Presto whiteout pen. The one like Jim Lee uses on his drawings. And Bill Sienkiewicz uses them quite a bit too. And I've had a couple, and I think I may have spied where I have one. And I'm going to take a look and take a drink of my beverage here. You all may have heard some swallowing there. Let me see, is it in here? No, that one's empty, but I have another one over here. And let's see. Well, don't seem to see it over here either. So, let me just look. Don't see one down there with one more spot to look. That didn't sound good, did it? Yeah, out of luck. But I did find, and I got stuff like this laying all around. Well, thank you, Ron. The Pentel whiteout pen is your kryptonite. I found these, forgot I had these Copic brush markers that, yeah, man, it's, let's see what I'm going to get off of this. I'm going to move Shannon's drawing aside real quick. And let's see. Let's see if it's kind of dry. I'm wondering, these are fairly old. It's a nylon, it's like the Pentel pocket brush that has real ink, but this is a nylon tip and it's like one piece. So it's not refillable. And I must have had these for quite a while and just going through my boxes of stuff, rediscovered them. Maybe I tried one long time ago and didn't really care for it. I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. Not impressed. Ron, remind me when you come over, and maybe you can play around with them and use them. If you want them, that is. I don't think I'm gonna. Okay. So I can't find my Pentel. I can't find my Pentel whiteout pen. I'm looking everywhere for it to really hit some hot spots on Vader here. So wait. Another bag of carry-on pens and markers of. Come on, show me one. It's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. Okay, so sorry about that. Waste of time. All right, so back to business. I am going to and I mean, this would be the perfect time to have one of those Pentel pens. Literally the perfect time. But I don't. So I go to my Liquitex soft body acrylic. Shaking it up here. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying, Ron. After this, I'll, when I come back with the quick sketch thing, I should run down to the little art supply store around the corner. I doubt they would have them there. And buy a couple of them and come back and go, I found them, but I don't even think they have them. I think it's more of an Office Depot thing now. And I know those little suckers got expensive too. I think they're around, I want to say they're close to $5 a piece. So I don't know where mine went. But I'm just going to do a little bit of highlighting, a little bit of extra shine with this white on Vader here. Ron, you want to come down Friday and live stream some drawing? I mean, you drawing? Come on, you know you want to. I didn't think you would. Maybe Friday will be good. We'll see. I have to. It may be Saturday. I got to check with the boss. I think we all know who that is. Jacob. Ba-dum-bum. The little guy wants a dress shirt and tie because his friend Mike wears one. And so he wants one. And I told him I would get him one that he could wear for Christmas. And I said, he wanted one around Thanksgiving and they didn't have any real good ones. And I told him, I said, you know what, Jacob, I said, wait till Christmas time. And I said, I bet you can even find a Christmas tie with some Santa Claus on it, or the Grinch maybe, or some snowflakes or something. I said, it'll be a lot better. And I think it will be. But he wants to get dressed up, so I'm all for that. He's a sharp looking little guy. All right. And he's got a few little real hot spots on this breastplate too. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more. But if I do much more, it's going to be overkill. So I don't want to do that. So I'll do one more. And I think that's going to be it. And now I have no clean water because I used it trying to get the wash tub. Okay. Let's not do that then. Um, let's let's see. I don't have, so I'm just going to use my paper towel to get this white paint off, and I'll get it to the bathroom and get it out. This is a brush that's like maybe $1, if that. So, ta-da! There we go, Darth Vader. Well, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that very much. I don't really keep up with the book, so I don't know, but I will take your word for it, sir, because uh, you're the one that is the Star Wars fan. Uh, so that's gonna be today's drawing. I will let that white out get really, it dries fairly quick, but I've got a package I need to wrap um, and get to the post office. I will make the, part of this Vader is working at this size. I could have done him smaller, but I wanted to pull in and kind of crop him more interesting. And the reference photo I had was really cool. The way the highlights and the blacks kind of worked, and leaving this white over here and leaving this white kind of, like I said, the blacks the blacks angle in like this at him. Everything angles towards him. So it's all part of design too. Thanks everyone. Be on the alert for, let's see, an hour, might be 12:30, probably 1 o'clock, for quick sketch drawing, which are $20 a piece, 6x8. Dr. Kaz has 3 more I need to do. Stephen has one, and Tater has one, and I will try to do those all today. Um, I'm not going to hack them out, but I can't spend 3 hours on them either. And Steven knows I redrew his Red Skull because I didn't like the first one I did. So you guys know my standard for what I expect out of myself and my work. So I'm not going to give you something that I don't particularly care for. So anyway, thank you for showing up this morning, or it's afternoon now. If you haven't already, hit the notification, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up if you like this, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you'd like to see. I do have spots open. I have no idea what's on the agenda for tomorrow. I don't know if I'll stay in the Star Wars universe or if I will venture out. I am really thinking about something that might be a surprise tomorrow. That will just be more for my enjoyment. Although you all might get a kick out of it too. That's about all I'm gonna give away right now. I will say it's a villain. So there's the last clue. It will be a villain, but I'm thinking I would love to take a crack at it. And this could be the perfect opportunity. So until later on today or tomorrow, I appreciate everybody. Blue Falcon. Uh, yeah, it is a bucket head, Ron. You're right. Dr. Kaz, thank you very much. I do appreciate your gesture. That's very kind of you, sir. Can't wait to meet you at the Atlanta show later next year and shake your hand. And crack my back if you can, or whatever. do whatever it needs. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to run so I can get that stuff going and get back on and get some more sketching going where y'all can actually see me trying to work out the pencil drawing and taking it to a quick, hopefully nicely rendered ink job. All right, so if you make it back later today, I will see you then. If not, have a great Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone. I'm out.